Hello and welcome to check-in day 4. Today I'm doing a quick garden tour. I don't have a ton going on in the garden yet. It's still the very beginning of April. I have a lot of seedlings that I haven't planted yet in the garden, but I'm going to walk through what I do have planted, what I've started already, and some things that maybe haven't popped up yet, but I'm hoping will sometime soon. I'm going to start with the newest addition to the garden. We have recently added these two beds. They were in the plans from last year, but we just hadn't put them in yet. So in here, because these beds, I have a lot of old pieces of wood at the bottom to help fill it up. I did not buy any soil to put in here, so I have some old pieces of wood, lots of old mulch, some good compost, some compost that still maybe need a little bit of work. I guess I shouldn't say I didn't buy any. This is some compost we bought at our local soil yard. If you saw my video from a couple of days ago where I was making my own potting mix, I used a soil similar. I used this in that as well. We bought it for another purpose and just had a couple of wheelbarrows left over, so I used it here. So in here, you can't see them, but these little holes you see are green beans. So I poked some green beans down in there. I'm hoping the beans will help renew the soil a little bit. I do have a couple of raspberry. These are dry root plants that I bought. I will say when I got them, they looked rather dead. So I've planted them and I'm just trying to leave them be and hope and pray that they decide to grow. They are thornless, although I know thornless maybe aren't the most productive. I really don't want to deal with thorns in this garden area, but I would love to start having some perennial plants. So I'm testing those out, and I figured the green beans won't compete with the raspberries. In here, what you can see, I have strawberries. So these are, I forget the variety off the top of my head. I'll put it in the description box if I can find it, but they're not an everbearing, so we're gonna get one bumper crop a year, give or so, out of these. But I'm actually excited for that because then we can and freeze instead of slowly building up over time. And then also tucked in here that haven't emerged yet, I have some asparagus. So I figured the asparagus can be the deep rooted, the strawberry can be the shallow rooted, and this is another mostly perennial bed. I might pop a few flowers in here as well as in there just to kind of fill it out for the season. Here we have two long beds. These are my daughter's beds, so we don't have too much going on. They picked a couple of my seedlings that I have grown in other areas and popped them in here, but usually later on in the year they'll have a little bit more going on in here. Here we have 2 rows of potatoes. You can see them starting to pop through. Also, all these tiny little seedlings you see, almost all of them are buckwheat. So I let them grow, I let them grow up. The pollinators love them. Our chickens love them when I cut them down. And they don't really compete too much for nutrition. So until I plant something in that space, I let them go. But I'll almost be ready to put more soil on top of these. I just have a few that are a lot slower. So I'm just waiting. Actually, some of these though, I probably should come out this weekend and mound up some of the soil I have up on the side. I mounded it so I can bring it in, do that another time and bring it in again. And that should be enough for the season. Back here, well, my pea plants didn't really do well. Whatever bag of peas this was, I don't remember which one, but I have a few. But then in here I'm saving this space for tomatoes. So I use this, I anchor it under the tomato plant and then wind the tomato up. And here is basically the same thing again. We have potatoes, some peas tucked in, tomatoes will grow there, and then I have a lovely kale that made it through the winter. And that is a carrot top that I actually planted because I'm hoping it flowers this year. All right, in here we have parsley, which is also from last year. So we have some flat leaf or Italian parsley and some curly leaf parsley. Here we have lots of fava beans, a random lettuce. That lovely thing over there is chervil, which I haven't grown since I was very, very young. I'm excited to have that again. And then just mixed in through here, we have mostly lettuce with some turnip and a few other plants in through here. And then we have beets Again, it's hard to see, but we just have them kind of plopped in. They're still very, very tiny. Beet, beet. Here we have, this is where our buckwheat, marigold. I don't really have much going on over here. That is a Swiss chard that came up from last year, as well as a leek that also came up from last year. And here we have little onion starts. So I have some here. And then all through here as well. So I'll be able to plant something in between these two rows. That other one's probably a little too close, but this one I'll probably plant something that will not compete, and that I can just pop the onions out and then that can grow up. We have more fava. We have lots of fava beans. Also some pea plants thrown in, but I went pretty heavy on the fava beans. I'm hoping to have enough that we can dry, can, or freeze or do something with. We have some lettuces, some pea, and most of my peas, I have some standard garden peas, some snap peas, some sugar peas. So I did not label any, so I'm just gonna have to see what comes up. I'm mad at myself for not labeling, but I did not. And then we have, looks like a sunflower, a volunteer sunflower that's coming in. So overall, here we have the garden. It's still looking rather sparse, but it's going to be a great year. And this is something new I added to the garden space. We have a fig tree, and then this is some Nepeta, which the pollinators love. So I'm excited to have another perennial set up here. And the flowers, the pollinators will really be drawn to the garden with those. And then usually in the garden, I usually have a lot of zinnia volunteers that pop up, and I usually allow a few of those to grow up as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.